What's good, y'all? You guys are tuned to the Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II. Before we get too comfortable, before you guys sit back and relax and enjoy this content, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, and also make sure you guys continue to stay engaged in the comment section and sharing the content as well. You guys have been phenomenal. I love the energy you guys bring to the table. I love the fact that you guys are always questioning my thought process. You guys try to hold me accountable. Even if we agree or disagree, I'm cool with that, just as long as everybody keep things respectful, right? And as long as people don't try to act like they don't know it all, man. We talking sports at the end of the day. We all want the same thing. We all want the Philadelphia Eagles to get back to the Super Bowl. So let's try to keep everything respectful, you feel me? But other than that, let's get to the conversation. So a lot of you guys, some of you guys, are really high on Kyle Pitts right now. And for me, I'm not so. And look, I don't have a problem with Kyle Pitts. I don't think Kyle Pitts is a terrible player. I don't think Kyle Pitts is somebody that's bad for a locker room or whatever it may be. I don't know much about Kyle Pitts personally. But what I do know is his production. I also know the limitations to his game. Kyle Pitts is a guy who can catch the ball. He can be a dynamic receiver at the tight end position. That's a fact. But I look at Kyle Pitts as a guy who's one-dimensional in that regard. You need a lot more from your tight end position. You need a guy that can block. You need a guy that can get physical in the trenches. You need a guy that can do a lot of different things for you. You need a guy that's comfortable not getting the ball some days. And Kyle Pitts, he doesn't strike me as that kind of guy. He's not known for his blocking ability. He's known for being more so the type of tight end that lines up in the slot. He's not really an inline tight end. He's not really known for getting physical in the trenches. And I just don't think Kyle Pitts is a fit for the Philadelphia Eagles and what they need from that position. When we think about the Philadelphia Eagles as the tight end position currently sits, Dallas Goedert is there, Grant Calcaterra, and you have a few other guys as well. But Dallas Goedert, when you think about what Dallas Goedert brings to the table, Dallas Goedert can not only catch the ball and get busy with the receiving game, Dallas Goedert is a physical presence in the run game. Dallas Goedert knows how to move in the trenches. He's dominant. He's physical. He's vicious. Like he welcomes the contact. He doesn't shy away from it. And that's probably why Dallas Goedert does deal with a lot of injuries. But regardless, though, I just think the Eagles need something different from that position than what Kyle Pitts offers. And on top of that, Kyle Pitts is entering a contract year with the Atlanta Falcons, meaning that if the Eagles are going to make the move for him, they got to make the move before the deadline this year. And I just don't see them doing that for Kyle Pitts. I really don't. And I know a lot of people think about the tight end position and they're uncomfortable with it because in 2026, the Eagles don't have a single tight end under contract. Dallas Goedert's contract will be ending. Grant Calcaterra, E.J. Jenkins, all those guys got one-year deals. The Eagles' tight end position is an uncertainty. It was even an uncertainty coming into the 2025 season because the Eagles were still trying to figure out what to do with Dallas Goedert. They were still trying to figure out if they were going to extend him, if they were going to restructure the contract, if they were going to trade him, if they were going to cut him. The Eagles don't really have, from what it appears to be, a concrete solution or plan to the tight end position. But I don't think they're going to remain this way. I think there's something in the works. There's something that they're thinking about long term. Howie Roseman is not the type of guy to just let things fall by the wayside, but I don't know if we've ever been in a situation where we see a whole position group entirely entering a contract year for the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think we've ever been in a situation where an entire position group will be empty the following season. I don't think Kyle Pitts is the answer. I just think Kyle Pitts is a guy who doesn't really fit what the Eagles need from that position. That's just my humble opinion about it. And on top of that, if you want to talk about his receiving ability, if you want to talk about, hey, what if he's with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Saquon Barkley? How dominant would he be? Let's be honest about this. When you think about the Eagles' offense, Kyle Pitts wouldn't even be second, third in that pecking order. That pecking order is A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, and then pretty much everybody else you get in where you fit in. Jihaad Dotson even struggled getting targets this season. I just think making a move for a guy like Kyle Pitts doesn't really make sense for the Philadelphia Eagles in the long term. And I don't think it makes sense for him either. I think he's looking for a situation where he can be featured in the offense. The unfortunate thing about Kyle Pitts is in 2024, he really wasn't that dominant. He would disappear for stretches throughout the season. In particular, there was a stretch from week 9 to week 17 where Kyle Pitts only had one game where he put up more than 50 yards and he had 2 games where he put up more than 40 yards. That's a 9-game stretch where Kyle Pitts is just a non-factor. On top of that, he doesn't score. He's not a red zone threat. He hasn't really shown to be dominant in the red zone. He's a guy that did have a 1,000-yard season his rookie year. He did make the Pro Bowl his rookie year. But since then, it's just been 600 yards there, 500 yards there. He really hasn't been a dominant guy. Now, granted, the Atlanta Falcons, they haven't had good quarterback play for some years now. They haven't had consistent quarterback play for some years now. But I think I've seen guys get busy even when the quarterback is a bit of an issue. I don't know. Maybe I'm being hard on Kyle Pitts as far as the receiving goes. Maybe I do need to give him grace when it comes to the fact that he hasn't had reliable quarterback play. And maybe if Kyle Pitts gets with a guy like Jalen Hurts, maybe if Kyle Pitts gets with a real quarterback, he could actually be more dominant. We've seen him put up 1,000 yards before, but he's never really been a touchdown guy. And I just don't see him being a guy in this offense that's going to get high volume targets. He'll be wasting away, to be honest with you. He'll be a guy that's maybe the fourth option. That's just what it is in Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, and then you got to factor in Jalen Hurts running. So I just don't think Kyle Pitts is a fit for the Philadelphia Eagles. I understand he's from the area. He's from Philly. A lot of people want to bring him home. That always can't be the case, you guys. Sometimes we got to think strictly about the fit from a sports perspective. And I don't think Kyle Pitts fits with the Philadelphia Eagles. That's just the way I see it. He disappears for stretches. He's not dominant in the run game. He's an okay pass blocker, but you hardly ever see him blocking in the pass game. But the Eagles need a tight end that can block. That's one of the reasons why Grant Calcaterra isn't a guy that the Philadelphia Eagles think can be the guy going forward. It's one of the reasons why Grant Calcaterra is in a contract year, and the Philadelphia Eagles haven't even thought to lock him down because Grant Calcaterra, his game is more closer to a Kyle Pitts than it is Dallas Goedert. Grant Calcaterra is a guy that can catch the ball. He can run the routes, but he can't block. The Eagles need their tight ends to block. The Eagles are a power run team. They like to run the ball. They use a lot of play action, RPOs. They need guys that are comfortable in those circumstances, and I just don't think Kyle Pitts is that guy. So, look, I mean no disrespect. I think Kyle Pitts is a talented player, but for a top 5 overall pick, remember, people forget he was drafted in the top 5 in 2021. He was drafted 5th overall, if I'm not mistaken. I think Devontae Smith was drafted 10th overall. But Kyle Pitts was drafted in the top 5. He was supposed to be the second coming of Travis Kelce, the second coming of Tony Gonzalez or Antonio Gates or whatever. He was supposed to be that dude. In my humble opinion, he hasn't really materialized that. He really hasn't put that on tape. Personally, the production at least hasn't been that. Can he take his game to another level? Absolutely. He's only entering the 5th year of his current contract. As of right now, Kyle Pitts is 24 years old. He still has a ton of football in front of him, but I don't see the Philadelphia Eagles offering him a big contract, knowing they're paying A.J. Brown all that money, paying Devontae Smith all that money, paying Saquon Barkley all that money, the offensive line. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are more likely to draft the tight end and develop him and probably sign a cheap one or two in free agency. I can definitely see the Philadelphia Eagles doing that, trying to piecemeal it a little bit while they develop a guy. But I don't see the Philadelphia Eagles trading for a guy like Kyle Pitts this offseason and then paying him, because whoever trades for him is going to have to pay him. That's pretty much what he's looking for. And the question is, what does a Kyle Pitts contract actually look like going into the 2026 season? That's something to think about. So for all of you who really want Kyle Pitts to be a Philadelphia Eagle, really think about the details before you commit to a thought like that. Really think about whether or not if he fits this scheme or fits what the Philadelphia Eagles want to do. Really think about what he's done in his career. Is he really a guy that you think is worth making a move for? I know the Eagles got a lot of draft picks. They could pretty much make a move for anything or anybody. I don't think Kyle Pitts the move. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are more likely to draft the tight end and develop him. And it's straight like that. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. And if you guys agree or disagree, I want to know. Comment below and set me straight. It's just that simple. I want to get to know you guys. I want to get a feel for how you guys are feeling about this thing. And on top of that, make sure you guys continue to share the content and make sure you guys continue to stay engaged. I've been your humble host, Tone DeShields II. You guys have been locked in on Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. And I am your Philadelphia Eagles news source.